Back for more predictions, and this time it's UFC Fight Night, Holloway versus Allen. We only go through the fights that are interesting to me, so yeah. Starting with Aaron Phillips and Gaston Bolanos.
Nice.
Aaron Phillips hasn't fought since 2020. Aaron's a southpaw with a good back leg kick. He can sometimes be a little bit passive and a slow starter. Gaston is a former Bellator guy, experienced Muay Thai practitioner and kickboxer. And boy, does he love a spinning elbow. This man loves the spinning elbow. I think 7 of his first 10 fights were spinning elbow finishes in Muay Thai. So yeah, he does it really well on the counter. He can do it on the lead. He just loves a spinning elbow. So watch out for that, Aaron Phillips. He's an orthodox guy, but he switches a little bit. Definitely primarily orthodox. He's got good leg kicks. With Aaron Phillips' inactivity and general habit to be a little passive, I think I'm going to go with Gaston on this one. I think Aaron will tough it out to a decision and Gaston will get the W. Then we go to Lando Vannata versus Daniel Zellhuber. Lando Vannata, a fan favorite, very kicky, likes the spin kick. That spin kick against John McDessie comes to mind. He switches a little bit when he's southpaw. He likes the back leg kick, and then he'll step through in southpaw and throw the spin. I'm worried about someone coming in and just seeing a guy with a mic. He often has his hands down and is a little bit susceptible in boxing range. Daniel Zellhuber, very tall, lightweight. In his UFC debut, he lost to Trey Ogden, who I talked about last week, and I briefly talked about Daniel as well, but Daniel was super inactive in that fight. It was kind of a weird performance from Daniel. I'm expecting him to want a vengeance for that performance, and he's going to come out, put the pressure on Lando Vannata, get in his face with the boxing. Lando will want to keep it at kicking range. I see Daniel pressuring him with hands, looking for a knockout, and getting a body shot TKO in the second round. Then we go to Brandon Royval and Mateus Nicolau. Now this is a fight between number 4 and number 5 in flyweight, and it's on the early prelims. Pretty wild. Royval, a wild fighter, always gets in crazy scraps. Southpaw, hands down, throws spin and shit, crazy grappling and submissions. Super scrambly. Going against Mateus Nicolau, who is definitely a more calculated fighter, gets on the back foot a lot and times his right hand counters and his leaping in left hooks. Royval will definitely be the one pressuring in this, but I think Mateus Nicolau will land that overhand counter quite a bit on Royval. Royval is a little bit hittable. I think Mateus Nicolau will probably win a not so entertaining decision, just being on the back foot a ton and picking at Royval when he can. Then Bill Algeo versus TJ Brown. Bill Algeo's got a very Wonder Boy-esque stance, hands down, bouncing, orthodoxy, switches southpaw a little bit. He's super susceptible to boxing though. He was getting tagged up by Andre Fili in his last one. He has amazing cardio and is very tough, but TJ Brown, orthodox guy, pressure, mixes in the wrestling. He will gladly spend a whole round just grappling with you. So I think the style matchup for Algeo isn't great. I think TJ Brown will get in his face with the boxing, mix in the wrestling a little bit, and probably win a decision because Algeo is tough. Clay Guida versus Rafa Garcia. We know Clay Guida. Cardio, just tough as hell, always game. And then Rafa Garcia, very stubby lightweight. Both of these guys are pretty stubby for lightweight. 5'7". Rafa fought against Mahalesh, Mahalesh or something in his last fight. Very tall, Asian guy. He did a good job of slipping inside of range. He would slip a jab or a right hand and get into boxing combos. He was doing that well and he was getting on the pressure really well. I think Clay Guida's age will kind of catch up to him here and Rafa might just get a decision win or maybe a TKO finish. I'm not sure. I'm going Rafa though, by decision I'll say. Then Pedro Munoz versus Chris Gutierrez. Now this is a banger. Bantamweights. Chris Gutierrez, super versatile, looked really good in the Frankie Edgar fight. Of course, I'll watch Frankie Edgar, but very good with his kicks, switching stances. Looked very sick in that fight. Pedro Munoz, you know Pedro Munoz, tough as hell, good calf kicks, good boxing, but is a little bit hittable. I think Chris Gutierrez will be a little bit too fast, but I could see Pedro maybe kind of getting back to the winning ways in this one, maybe, but I think I'll lean Gutierrez probably by decision. Just more versatile on the feet, better kicks, better distance, switching stances. Yeah, I'm going Gutierrez decision. Tanner Boser versus Ion Cutelaba. I kind of didn't even want to cover this one, but I guess I will. Tanner Boser moving down from heavyweight to 205, and Ion Cutelaba has been knocked out quite a few times. Tanner Boser wasn't a big heavyweight, so this isn't like a drastic cut. I think Tanner Boser knocks him out in round 1. Then we go to Dustin Jacoby and Asmat Mirzakhanov. You may think by that name he would wrestle, but no, he's not a wrestler. He's a boxer. Completely southpaw boxer. Really nice overhand left, but kind of limited to only the overhand left. He doesn't throw much volume, and he really picks his shots. When he has you hurt against the cage, or just against the cage in general, he likes to go to the body. He mixes in the odd flying knee, which landed really nice in a fight that he was losing against Tefan Inchukane, I'm pretty sure is what you pronounce like that. And then there's Dustin Jacoby, former Glory kickboxer. He switches stances. He does better work in orthodox, I would say, but does good work out of southpaw as well. Good power in his hands and good leg kicks. He mixes it up with the inside and the outside leg kicks. And he's coming off of a controversial split decision loss to Khalil Roundtree that most people thought he won. He was definitely more higher on the output. And that's what I think is going to lead him to winning this fight as well. He's just going to be way more active than Azamat. And as long as he doesn't get caught with anything big, I think he can easily win this fight. Whether it's a late stoppage or a decision win, not sure. I've picked a lot of decisions. Maybe I'll go third round TKO for Dustin Jacoby. And then we go to the co-main event, Edson Barbosa versus Billy Q. Edson Barbosa coming off of that loss to Bryce Mitchell. This is his first time back in a while. And we all know Edson Barbosa, unbelievable kicker, has good hands, struggles with the pressure and can get drawn into like brawls. And that's where Billy Q might find success in this. Billy Q is tough as hell and has unbelievable cardio, but his striking technique is nowhere near Edson Barbosa. Billy Q isn't an amazing pressure fighter. In his last fight against Alexander Hernandez, he was pretty much losing the whole time until Alexander Hernandez gassed himself out. I think shooting. He shot like 3 takedowns and they were all stuffed by Billy Q. I guess he didn't really gas himself out. Billy Q gassed him out by defending the takedowns, but you know what I mean. And I think if we don't get a severe drop-off in skill from Edson Barbosa, he should take this fight. Yeah, I'll go Edson by decision. I've picked all decisions. And then the main event, Max Holloway, Arnold Allen. Do I even have to break down these guys? Holloway, volume boxer, insane chin. Greatest chin of all time, by far. Switches stances, goes to the body. Once he gets started, it's gonna be hard to stop. Arnold Allen, southpaw, left hand, really good pull counter, 1-2s, like really sharp, and a very good step up half kick because he fights a lot of orthodox guys. He's in southpaw. How is he gonna attack the lead leg? He throws it with his lead leg and he steps up into it really in a great way. This is gonna be the thing. When will Max Holloway's toughness start to fade a little bit? I don't know if it'll be his chin or just his willingness to be in there. You're just not sure. He's taken so much damage, man. So much damage. So it's going to be hard to know. But Arnold Allen has never been 5 rounds before. And I think Arnold will be much sharper than Holloway early on. But will Holloway start to get the better of him in rounds 3, 4, and 5? I think he might. And I think there might be a point in time where Allen thinks he has him more hurt than he does, and he goes hard like he did in the Dan Hooker fight. And I know he doesn't always do that. But main event slot, a big arena, I think he might go a little bit too hard and just lose his gas tank a little bit, and that's when Max Holloway will start pouring it on. I'm gonna go Max Holloway by decision. I picked all decisions, pretty much, except for Dustin Jacoby. But yeah, those are my picks. As you can see, I'm in a car. I haven't addressed it all video, but I gotta go back home. So I'm gonna do that. If you made it to the end, thank you for watching, and enjoy the fights. Peace.